What is up, you guys, and welcome to the Chosen League podcast, where Fire Sports content is the name of the game. I'm your host, Devin. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. Watch this episode all the way to the end because I don't want you guys missing out what I have in store for you today. So, as we know, De'Aaron Fox and the Sacramento Kings, it's looking a bit dysfunctional right now. It's been dysfunctional from the jump since they got rid of Mike Brown. Y'all can go check out that episode. I talked about them firing Mike Brown. Really, just that's just a head scratcher right there. Don't really understand that. That was a bad choice. And now we're moving on to them possibly getting rid of De'Aaron Fox. You're talking about your star point guard. You're talking about basically the star of the team. So now you're in a situation where you got De'Aaron Fox. Also, you got DeMar DeRozan. This whole bravado. They had everything that they needed. This is a team 2 year 2 years in with Mike Brown. First 2 years they was in the playoffs. He got into the playoffs, and now they're in a situation where it's just like they're going through a semi rebuild or something. And so speaking of De'Aaron Fox, averaging 25.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and shooting 46.8% from the field. So when I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox, there's talks about him going to the Spurs. Those are one of the landing spots: the Spurs, the Heat, the Nets, the Lakers, and the Magics. Lakers are pretty much out of the question because he's not, due to an article on Bleacher Report, he's not trying to go to LA. So that's out. That's out the window. That's gone. LA is not even looking for a point guard at this point because LeBron James himself is playing point guard. Really, they just want another big man to rotate between them and AD. So looking at De'Aaron Fox is talking about he wants to go to the Spurs. Uh, looking at a team like the Spurs, talking about players like a Chris Paul, Jeremy Socon, Victor Wembanyama, Harrison Barnes, Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, Zach Collins. So what would be the reason for De'Aaron Fox to leave? Is this because of he wants to leave, or the Kings are trying to make a way to let's just cut it off and let's just rebuild? But before I go more in depth about the Spurs, him going to the Spurs, and get in depth about all these other teams and how he would fit. Question for the discussion: should the Kings consider trading De'Aaron Fox? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I know there's some Kings fans out there. I know there's some De'Aaron Fox fans out there. Let me know because I want to hear from you. But moving on, playing with the Spurs in the way I break down their offense, you got Victor Wembanyama, you got Chris Paul, and all these other players I named. It's going to be high level scoring, great passing, fast paced offense, and also a lot of fast breaks. Why? Because you got to understand, Chris Paul, who is the point guard, can get these two involved. Because look, when you look at De'Aaron Fox, you got a guy who can put up numbers, a guy who is a consistent scorer, high level scorer, not afraid to get go to work in the post, go to work in the paint. He's not afraid to attack the basket, and he will take the game winning shot if he needs to. So when you look at him with the Spurs, what would you get? I mean, what would you get for what would you get if you're the Spurs and you're trading for De'Aaron Fox? You're probably going to have to give up some draft picks in order to get him. Plus, is what would his contracts from a contract standpoint? What would he get? So obviously it would be it would be great to see him on the Spurs. You know, playing play playing under Greg Popovich and also playing around other greats like Chris Paul. He will literally be literally he doesn't have to focus on being the point guard. He can be the two guard, or he might still be the point guard and have Chris Paul come off the bench, veteran. But we all know that probably won't happen. But when you look at the Miami Heat, Miami Heat, who are in a situation right now is dysfunctional between them and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler wants out, and obviously the Heat haven't really done enough. They haven't really done well throughout the season. They're what, fourth or fifth in the East. And when you look at it, Jimmy Butler, they haven't really put other pieces around Jimmy Butler. Yeah, you got Duncan Robinson. Yeah, you got Bam Adebayo. Yes, you got Tyler Hero. Yes, you got all these players. But looking through the offseason, the times when the trade deadlines came, before the trade deadline and during the offseason, they had opportunities to get Bradley Beal, who's now with the Suns. They had opportunities to get Russell Westbrook at one point, but he ended up going to the Clippers, Lakers, Clippers, and you know his story. But when you look at it with him, Jimmy Butler doesn't really have a number. They need another star player, which will fit them because Jimmy Butler can't do it all by himself. Plus, he's on his way. He's like, I want to get out, trade me. He wants to go to the Suns. He wants to go to a team that's contending for a championship because, as we know, Heat ain't really doing nothing to contend for a championship. Their last run was what 2020. Then you have the Brooklyn Nets. Not so likely. I don't see De'Aaron Fox going there. Um, you know, Spurs and Heat would be a good choice. Magic would be great because they're balling too. Paolo Banchero, Kate, Contavious Caldwell Pope, KCP. So they got a squad over there. But in all honesty, I just think it would be a mistake to trade De'Aaron Fox because you have the team right here. I just think it was bad for them to go ahead and sign DeMar DeRozan because, like I said, you got two alphas, you got two ball dominant guys, and then it disrupts the flow of the chemistry of the offense because now Sabonis, who likes to be in the post, he has to stay in the paint. Keegan Murray, you're stunning his growth as a young offensive player, so a lot of times it's an issue on offense because it's like who do I give the ball to? Who's going to take the shot? DeMar DeRozan wants the ball. He's not getting the ball. So then it's like De'Aaron Fox and everybody else, they're going to play their style of basketball. They're going to continue playing the way they've been playing. So this is just if they really trade De'Aaron Fox, that's really a wrap because then it puts DeMar DeRozan in the front seat of him being a star, and it's like really can how far can you really go with DeMar DeRozan? Throughout his history, no franchise in the NBA has built around DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan has always been Robin, or at least the third best player on his team. So it's just ridiculous. Like Sacramento, y'all gotta do better as an organization. You get rid of a head coach just because you had a 5 game losing streak in his third season. This man was coach of the year in 2022. Plus he got y'all to the playoffs and basically resurrect the franchise. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. I'm Devin, and I'm signing off.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.